as a pharmacy students, are concerned with a very important issues that occurs currently. So before, I want to show you this picture. So this picture is a plastic box that every patient uses in order to fill the pills in the holes, in order to take these drugs on the specific days that are written on the cap. But sometimes they forgot to take that drug because no one reminds them. So in many cases, many patients should take 2 or more drugs per day. But they do not know that this drug contains an interaction between each other, which can sometimes lead to many severe symptoms and side effects. Moreover, a friend of mine, he started one day taking a new drug, but he did not know that this drug contains a substance that he has an allergy to it. So he starts feeling changes in his body, so he decides to go to check that in the lab, and the results says that he has an allergy to that substance. So this is a very important problem that we need to find a solution for that. So our application is detected to work well on Palestine because there is no application like our application in Palestine. So according to the World Health Organization, 1.8 million patients each year suffers from drug-drug interaction problems, which means that 1 out of 11 patients suffers from these medical issues. So as a result, iMed was created. iMed is a self-health and medication tracker. It has many features. It can remind the patient on time to take that drug in order to adhere to the drug during the whole course. It can also detect drug-drug interaction. So we can prevent many problems. In addition to that, it can prevent allergy reactions, which can sometimes be fatal. So what makes iMed a special application is that it can create a platform to communicate between their doctors and the patients. So what the patients will benefit from downloading our application and using it, they can communicate with their doctors more easily and more accessible, which will save also time, beside the detection drug-drug interaction. So the customer relationships, our application will send notifications directly on the phone. So it can also remind the patients using the alarm. And also it can send a survey to the doctors in order to see if the patient is well committed to the plan that the doctor gives to the patient. So how are we going to reach the whole world? By social media, flyers, booths, street ads, and other partnerships. How are we going to make a business from this application and earn money? By 2 features. The first one is subscription. We're going to make a subscription free for the first month, for example, in order to get feedback from the patients, in order to develop our application furthermore. But then after that, they have to pay for the subscription. The second feature is that many pharmaceutical factories want to present new products, so they can put advertisements on our application. So they want to pay for us to put their advertisement on our application. And thank you. This is our team. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I like your team because all the founders are the female. And like my question, how can you, how can you make the customer feel, feel comfortable about the private information? Because for me, booking the doctor online is okay, but I don't want to share the information about my, about my disease and about the medicine.
Every patient will have his own profile. So it is private, like Facebook. Everyone has a profile. So we post our pictures and like that. And this application has also a profile for every patient. So everything's going to be secure. And the doctors can tell the patients to download that application, because this will help them to adhere to the medication, so they can feel better much faster.
First of all, great idea. So congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
You didn't, you girls, sorry. You didn't touch on the topic of competition. What apps exist currently that offer you the reminder service? So take aside the part of the drug interaction part, just the reminder service. What apps offer you that solution?
There are many applications that are intended for a reminder, but there's no application for drug-drug interaction and reminder and the allergy. So this application combined all the three features together in one application. In addition to that, this application can use scanning for the drug, not just typing the name. They can scan the drug that they buy, and they can check it. So this works well for elderly people who can't write the name.
So when it comes to drug-drug interaction and the conflict of that, isn't that the doctors, so typically the doctor, when he's prescribing a bunch of drugs to you, he will say, what are the drugs that you're already taking, then basis that he already knows that information, and then he or she does it. So you don't self-prescribe your drugs, right? You go to a doctor and the doctor prescribes. So how are you addressing that question, or what's the answer to that?
But sometimes the patient needs to buy over-the-counter drugs that does not need a prescription from the doctor. And these drugs have an interaction with the drugs they already take from the doctor.
Amazing, amazing. You answered that problem. Thank you.
Do you have any applications or the website similar to that in Palestine, and how can you differentiate from them?
Can you paraphrase the question?
I'll have you. Do you have any application or or website similar to this in Palestine?
No, we don't have an application like this in Palestine.
Oh.
This is a new idea.
Really nice idea, as Rahul said. So, how long a patient can interact with the doctor? If the patient is like interacting for 1 hour, doctor doesn't have a time. That how long doctor can interact? Is there any some limitation, or any time he can interact with the doctor?
During the whole treatment course, meaning that when the patient is feeling or is improving, his health is improving, the doctor will finally remind him that he must make a survey, as we said earlier, to make sure that that the case of the patient is either improving or it's getting worse. So depending on the answers done by the patient in the survey, the doctor will know how is his condition, and from this the doctor will know if he would continue with the patient or not.
Well, he will pay the additional charges, right? He's not free to interact every time. He's not recovering because he's paying the money for this pills, not for the doctor.
We are giving 1% of our profit to the doctors that are working with us.
What's the composition of your team? Who's the techie? Who's the techie? This is the tech application. So we have the domain specialist. What's the composition of your team? Can we have everyone kind of just tell what their respective roles are in this whole startup?
Okay. Well, first of all, Alisse started the idea. Then all of us contributed with it. We coordinated everything.
So in a business, you need a finance person, you need a marketing person,
Can
you need
you
a
introduce
technology
about your
person.
experience and expertise and expertise of each member, so that we can make sure that your idea is feasible in reality for implementation?
So you wanted to know our specialization. So the three of them are studying pharmacy in Palestine. She's an aspiring financial student, and I'm actually an entrepreneur, a digital entrepreneur, and I'm also graduating with an honor bachelor in business automation process. So for the application, I can take care of building it.
Go, guys, go make this happen. I think it's a great idea. You need to think it through a little more deeper.
Yeah, sure.
You need to kind of say how can you acquire customers, so how can you make the doctors enforce people to use it so that they get that information back, and if they don't take the medicines and the doctor gets an alert and stuff like that, so that that happens. How can you influence pharmacies? It's actually a solution that you can build and execute very, very low cost. Literally the five of you can come back next year with this product and say, from this bootcamp we had this product and we have 1 million users. Go make it happen.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, iMed, for your beautiful idea. Thank you.
Medium-sized coaching institutes which do not have the tech infrastructure to teach their students according to their strengths and weaknesses.